So recently I've taken over a new job at work that has me traveling non-stop. That's put me in the market for a new bag to replace my 511 Rush 24. And to be fair, I love this bag. I've actually had it for probably 2 or 3 years at least. It's held up extremely well. Not a mark on it. It's been a great bag, but there's 2 gripes that I want to overcome in a new bag. One is styling. I want something a little bit less tactical, and I'll cover that with you a little bit later in the video. 2, and probably the most important, is that this thing feels heavy even when it's empty. Even right now it's empty and it still feels pretty heavy, especially when I'm running through the airport. I have found a solution I'm going to share with you today, so with that, later 511. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name's Mike and I make content that guys love. Things related to cars, tons of everyday carry, and occasionally for good measure, I'll sprinkle in my favorite grub or drink recipe just for you. If that's the kind of stuff that you're into and you get some value in this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe, greatly helps the channel. Now let's get back to this bag video. Alright, so what's this big solution? Well, my friend George over at Beau Industries sent me out their Beau Pack R1 4-piece set to give a try. Now, you don't know who George is, but when it comes to bags, George is no slouch. George has a heavy design background and he's actually designed bags for some of the industry's biggest bag retailers out there. So George realized that there was maybe an opportunity in the market. So he had a mission to create a bag that was accomplished 3 things. 1, it had to be functional. 2, it had to be durable. And 3, it had to be sustainable. So right now, if you're like me, you're sitting there thinking, that's awesome, Mike. You know, let's all sit around, sing Kumbaya, eat s'mores, and talk about how great it would be to milk a unicorn.
I have no idea what the you just said.
Maybe not so much the unicorn thing, so much, forget I said that, but rest assured, I'm going to take you through all the things that I really like about this bag, some of the things that I might change about this bag. So let's take it over to the desk, we're going to lay it all out, and I'm going to show you all the features and functions of this bag, and we're also at the same time going to cover those 2 key elements that I wanted to change in my 511 bag, which was styling and really weight. So let's lay it out, let's take a look. All right, before we get into it too much, let's talk about the other pieces, the other 3 pieces that you're gonna get along with the bag for the 4-piece set. But even before we go further than that, stick around all the way to the end of the video because there's gonna be a surprise about this bag that you didn't see coming and it's gonna blow your mind. So let's get into it first. So this is the padded laptop sleeve. It's got a nice mesh pouch here if you wanted to put some cables or whatnot. To be perfectly honest with you, I rarely use this. I have used it on occasion where I'm going to pack one of my laptops. I usually have a work laptop and a personal laptop where I'm going to pack one of them in my check-in bag. Lord knows they're not so gentle with your bags, so any little bit of extra padding or protection is really nice. This closes up with Velcro. So it is a nice touch that they include that. But what I do use the heck out of are these pouches, insulated pouches. These zippers are fantastic, same as the bag, reverse sewn, taped, self-healing, super smooth, waterproof lining, so if your can sweats or whatever, it's got a layer of insulation in there to keep it cool. The waterproof lining is reflective, is going to keep it cool. You zip it up, put it in the elastic pockets which are on the side of the bag, and then these little triangle shaped rings really help you pull it right out. So no issues there. I've also used these in a pinch, storing all my cabling, chargers, whatnot. So it's just another nice little tech pouch if you want. But honestly, I use them more for snacks or drinks than anything else. So that's the other 3 pieces that will come with your bag kit. These are super valuable to me. Alright, so let's break it down. Let's talk about the outside of this bag. First thing you see is just the sleek overall styling. I love the shape of this bag. I mean, it is just really sleek. I really love the profile. If you could see that here, it starts more narrow at the top, bellies out at the bottom, which totally makes sense when it comes to packing this thing out. But another component is, look at this. Look at this nice hip structure it has built in. It just distributes that weight across your hips so that it's not pulling down, and that's solid right there. Super, super nice. Now this shell material is actually a 900D. This is a custom developed fabric, and it's actually called Rebo yarn. This is actually made from recycled water bottles. So this is the component we were talking about when we were saying about sustainable. So reusing some of that plastic, keeping it from going in the ocean, incredibly important. But just look, everything is all black. You've got a rubberized gray Beau Industries logo here, which just feels really quality. And these zipper pulls, they're all metal, but they've got that nice little pop of red and just, you know, makes it look really nice. The bottom is a ballistic nylon, and it's got a little bit more padding and structure here to the back. One for the back support area, which we'll get into in a minute, but two, to help protect that laptop that you're going to drop in through the top in this laptop sleeve. So everything just super smooth and sleek. You've got these elastic pockets on the side, and these, I'm going to get into the insulated you know, beverage bags or whatever you want to use them for. We'll get into those in a minute, but they slip one in either side. Or I also use my 32-ounce Camelback bottle. I'll put it in here because Lord knows in the airport everything's so expensive. It's just great to be able to have a refillable water bottle. Zippers are key to any bag. Look at these. They're reverse sewn. They are taped. They are water resistant, self-healing, and these things, oh, it's like butter. I've had bags in the past where it's just, the zipper is the most ugly component you can imagine. It's just like, it's like a chainsaw to open that thing up, but this isn't. It's like butter. Look how they blend into the overall design, and sometimes you even lose fact that there is a zipper there. I just love it. I love everything about these zippers. Super, super cool. Check out the back of this bag though. I mean, the padding back here is unbelievable. It's so thick. And what I really like are these air channels. So there's air channels everywhere, so that as you're carrying this, you're running through an airport, you're doing whatever you got to do throughout the day, you're walking through the city, all that hot air is channeling and venting out. You know that hot air goes up, so look how the channels are made to go up. I mean, everything is so well thought out. Take it from a guy like me. I swear, I think I sweat in the shower. This bag is so darn cool. And here's one of my favorite parts, is the way that the weight of this bag is distributed across your back. One, due to these lower, you know, hip structures that we talked about, but two, due to this yoke at the top. You've seen some bags in the past where the strap goes right into the body, and that's, in my personal opinion, that's not a great thing. I tend to get a lot of discomfort there. If that's the case, there's some pinching, but it also doesn't distribute that weight across your shoulder load and even all of that out. This does, and the padding on these straps is just so unbelievable. Of course, you've got a sternum strap, which, you know, when you've got a full load out on this thing, I like to use the sternum strap. It just keeps everything locked in really tight, especially if I'm hustling a little bit. You've got this elastic pocket here, and look what's inside. Of course, it doesn't come with these, but this is where I like to keep my AirPod Pros. Perfect, as you saw, you know, it slides right in there. And it's super secure. I'm not going to lose them, and I know where they're at, and I love having those there. Again, with the rubberized Beau Industries logo, I just think that's really clean and really sharp all the way around. This bag, from an outside perspective, you know, oh, here's a little reflective patch on each side. That's a nice little touch. You know, one of my number one goals was to have a bag that was less tactical, and this for sure does it. This actually has a style element to it, which is, I just find really, really great. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the second element, which was the weight factor. And I can tell you honestly that this bag, one, it is lighter. unloaded than my 511 bag. But even when I fill it with more stuff than I typically would, the way that this bag distributes the weight, it makes it feel so much lighter and better. What I've come to realize is that it's not really about the weight so much as it is the shape and the rigidity. That stuff never gets old. I mean, I'm never going to mature enough to get rid of that, trust me. So there's the outside of this. Let's get into the little nooks and crannies so I could show you really what makes this bag special. So this front pocket here, check this out. So this has a waterproof lining inside. It's a little bit insulated. You see the silver material in there, and it's a longer pocket, not super deep, but what I found this to be great for, I keep extra mask in there. I keep some Clorox wipes in there when I'm traveling. It's also great if you have cables or plug-in headphones or something like that that you want to use on the plane. This makes for really easy access to that. Right above that, you've got this smaller line. It's like a fleece, soft fabric lined pouch. This is really good for your phone. Right before I go through security, I like to keep my phone in there, maybe whatever's in my pocket, I'll throw in there. However, I'll be honest with you, what I've been using this for most lately is I throw in my camera. My Sony ZV-1 fits perfectly in here, and the vlogger tripod, which is probably, I think it's about 8 inches long. So that'll give you an idea of how deep this is. It actually fits in there really nice. I've got easy access, and it's got that nice, fabric, and it's padded, and it just really gives me some protection for my camera. Here's what I call your tech component. So this is where you're going to have all your pens and all those doodads. It's got a key ring. Right before I go through security, I hook my keys on there. I don't have to worry about them for the rest of the trip. This is where I like to keep my sunglasses in this mesh pouch here. One right below, it's a little bit deeper. I will tell you that this fits an iPad mini perfectly, absolutely perfectly. An iPad mini goes in there, or a mid-size Moleskine notebook. I keep both in there actually. Then you've got these bigger pockets, and so those can fit whatever you want. A smaller Moleskine, and then it's got a deeper dump pouch here. Now I'll tell you, when I was mentioning that some things that I thought I would change about this bag, I'm going back and forth on this idea. I first thought that I would like for this to be a full clamshell open, so I have full access in here. However, I think I've changed my mind. I think I like it the way it is right now, because this coming down only about halfway does create that nice extra pouch. And so it really makes it kind of cool. So I go back and forth. Some of you guys may want the clamshell, some of you not, but I could tell you that this pouch that this creates is really deep. It's nice. I have put just loads of snacks in there for trips, and it's really saved me in a pinch. Come down in here. This is your main compartment. Again, it's going to come about 3/4 of the way down, again creating a pouch. You've got an elastic pouch here, which is great to keep notebooks, whatever you're going to do, and then 2 pouches at the top. At the end of the video, I'll actually show you, I'll take a snapshot of everything that I load my bag out with, and I think you are going to be absolutely shocked at what I put in here. And of course in the back, you've got, again, your fantastic water resistant zippers. Look at those things, they just disappear. But a padded laptop area. So I carry a 13-inch MacBook Air. It just disappears in here. It's fantastic for that, and keeps it fully protected. Really, the comfort is what won me over. This is the most comfortable bag I've ever owned, I've ever carried. Maybe one of the most stylish bags, honestly, when it's just the shape, when it's fully packed out. All right, right now you're asking yourself 2 things. 1, why haven't I heard of Beau Industries before? And 2, what's the big secret that you want to reveal about this bag? First of all, Beau Industries formed in October of 2021, so it's a brand new company, and that's probably why you haven't heard of them before. Think of it this way, this is your chance to get in and be that trendsetter you always wanted to be. Secondly, the big reveal, This bag's actually marketed as a parenting bag.
I had no idea.
Think about this, guys. If you are a new dad, this is an opportunity for you to pick up a super cool EDC bag that's far less embarrassing than those other parenting bags. And you get to keep it after you're done and rock the heck out of it. That's what I'm going to do. My kids are far too old to need a parenting bag. Thank goodness. But I can tell you, if there was a bag like this out whenever I was having kids, I may have had more. I wouldn't have had more. It's just way too expensive. Anyhow, this is an incredible bag. I'm going to drop links down below to Beau Industries and the bag itself. I'm also going to include a coupon code that George has provided for my viewers for you to use and save a little bit of money on this bag at the same time. If you like the video, check out my other videos or check out the link to my blog below where you can find a lot more cool stuff and sometimes even in more detail. So that's it, guys. Make sure to go out there and thank a first responder today or one of our fantastic men and women in uniform. Stay safe, and I will see you next time.